Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Blue Jays Nation, take a breath with me, because what we're stepping into today isn't just off-season news. It's a moment that presses directly against the chest of every Toronto fan who has lived every inning, every heartbreak, and every near miss. This is one of those stories where the silence after the headline feels louder than the headline itself. The kind of moment where the ground shifts slightly beneath your feet and you're not quite sure if it's the beginning of something great or the warning tremor before something painful. And before we go any further, make sure you like this video, share it with another Jays fan who needs to hear this, and subscribe, because this offseason is already demanding our full attention. The first jolt comes without mercy. Bo Bichette has rejected the qualifying offer. Simple sentence, devastating weight. This is the same Bo who returned from injury when the season needed a hero, the same Bo who carried the offense on nights when the margin between glory and regret was razor thin. He wasn't just playing baseball in October, he was dragging belief behind him like a banner. And now, with one decision, he's placed the entire fan base in a state of emotional limbo. Hope and fear sitting side by side, neither willing to leave. When the news broke, it didn't feel real at first. It felt like a misprint, something you refresh your feed to correct. The qualifying offer itself, worth more than $22 million, was already a statement of value, an acknowledgement that Bo Bichette isn't just another bat in the lineup. He's a cornerstone. Rejecting it doesn't mean he's gone, but it does mean he's listening. Listening to the league, to the market, to the possibility that someone else might offer him a future that feels bigger, safer, or simply different. And that's where the anxiety creeps in. Toronto wasn't planning for this race, not now, not after coming so painfully close. The Jays were meant to be building forward, tightening bolts, not checking the foundations. What does this mean for the infield chemistry, for the rhythm of the lineup, for a locker room that just tasted how close success can be? You can almost feel the questions echoing through Rogers Center even in the dead of winter. There's also a quiet understanding among fans, and that's what makes this hurt in such a complicated way. Bo has earned the right to explore his value. He finished the season on fire, proved his durability, proved his importance, proved his place among the league's elite. But Toronto has lived this story before. The elite talent, the tense negotiations, the waiting, the uncertainty that drains energy long before a pitch is thrown. And fans are left staring at the front office thinking, how do you risk losing a pillar when the window is wide open right now? Because context matters, and this context is heavy. This was a team that knocked on the door of a championship so hard it nearly gave way. One inning, one sequence, one breath separated Toronto from a title that would have rewritten decades of history. The roster showed grit, depth, and soul, but it also revealed cracks. Losing Bichette, or even risking it, exposes those cracks in harsh light. The window is open, but windows don't stay open forever, especially in a division that never sleeps. And so the question settles into the heart of Blue Jays Nation like a weight that refuses to lift. How do you protect a near-championship core when one of its central pillars decides to test the market? How do you sell certainty when uncertainty has already spoken first? That question lingers, unanswered, as the off-season narrative takes its next dramatic turn. Because before fans can even fully process the implications of Bo Bichette's decision, another name enters the conversation, and this one doesn't whisper. It thunders. Mike Trout. Just saying it feels surreal. A name that belongs to highlight reels, MVP trophies, and an entire generation of baseball memories. A name that, when linked even hypothetically to Toronto, makes the entire city pause. Toronto finished the season on the edge of glory, and that edge cuts both ways. It proves how close this roster is, but it also exposes how much they still lack that final, defining piece. The front office knows it. The fans feel it. And that's why the idea of Trout doesn't feel random, it feels symbolic. He represents the ultimate all-in move, the kind of swing that declares, without hesitation, that the time is now. The suggestion that Trout could fit in Toronto's plans gained traction precisely because it makes a certain kind of sense. If Bichette leaves, there's a void not just in production, but in presence. Trout would immediately fill both. An upgrade in the outfield. A force in the lineup. A name that changes how opponents prepare before the first pitch is even thrown. And crucially, Trout still holds significant influence over where he goes, which makes Toronto's recent success impossible to ignore. This is where imagination runs wild, and rightly so. The Jays have the financial muscle, the competitive roster, and the credibility of an American League champion. These things matter. Players of Trout's stature don't just chase money, they chase meaning. They chase moments that define legacies. And Toronto, right now, feels like a stage built for exactly that. But excitement never comes alone for this fan base. It's always accompanied by caution, shaped by experience. Trout's recent injury history can't be ignored. Neither can the fact that the front office's primary target remains Kyle Tucker. That's the real dilemma. If Tucker signs, the Trout conversation fades into fantasy. If Tucker doesn't, Trout becomes the card you didn't expect to be holding, the bold alternative that could reignite belief instantly. This is where the tension peaks. Going after Trout isn't just a roster decision, it's a philosophical one. It's a declaration that the future isn't something you wait for, it's something you seize. It's accepting that championships are expensive, risky, and unforgiving, but also rare and transformative. Fans feel that pull. The desire to finally see Toronto act like the giant it's capable of being, rather than the careful contender forever measuring the cost. And that's why this off-season feels different. Heavier. Louder. More urgent. These aren't isolated stories, they're connected threads in a larger narrative about identity. On one side, Bo Bichette, the embodiment of homegrown hope, the player who rose when the moment demanded it. On the other, Mike Trout, the embodiment of external ambition, the star who could tilt the balance of an entire era. Put together, they form a portrait of the Blue Jays fan experience in its purest form. Hope that refuses to die. Frustration that never quite leaves. Dreams that rebuild themselves even after being bruised by reality. Being a Blue Jay fan means believing when belief feels irrational. It means wanting more, always more, because you've seen how close this team truly is. This jersey carries history. This fan base carries patience forged by decades of waiting. And now, once again, the organization stands at a crossroads where every decision will echo far beyond one season. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should Toronto fight to keep Bichette at all costs? Should they swing for the fences with a move like Trout? Like the video, share it with Blue Jays Nation wherever you are, and subscribe, because this story is far from over, and neither are we.